Hey everyone, in this video I'm going to be showing you 4 separate sets. I just happen to have brought them all together here because they are all quite related and each one is small in and of itself. These are the Ninjago Legacy 2021 Epic Battle Sets. Each of these primarily comes with 2 minifigures and a side build or 2. In addition, each one comes with one of these figure manipulation tools. There's one color for each of the ninja represented in this series, and these, for example, allow you to put a figure on top or a spinjitzu spinner if you have one of those modern ones, and you can make them actually spin. It's one of the most useful play tools that Ninjago has come up with. So this here is Jay versus Serpentine. We'll look at the figures up more closely momentarily, but very quickly the side builds here, or the builds I should say, in general include this major statue that's actually pretty decent in size, doesn't have much depth to it, but looks pretty good. The build of it, simple as it is understandable. You know, you can immediately see what they're going for with its design. And there's just a little jumper here and you can place a weapon potentially in that spot. These are like older bamboo stalks that have been cut off a little bit. And this little build has the slightest little action feature of just being able to knock this over. And it is slightly tippy towards that side. It wants to fall over. So that makes it work a little bit better. But still, I mean, it just knocks over. That's it. Looking at the figures on the right is an officially unnamed Hypnobrai, but of course this is from Legacy, so it could be like a reimagining of a specific character. Now I just have to level with you right here, and this is going to apply, what I'm about to say is going to apply to all of the ninja figures in this series. I don't understand their outfits. Like, how does that outfit for Jay fit here? He's got his movie style hair. I don't understand it. I just don't know. I'm not enough of a Ninjago super fan to be able to provide good input here. Again, this is Legacy, so they could just explain it away with, you know, it's a what if. It's non-canonical or something, but I'm not going to assume that. If anybody watching this wants to take the time to comment throughout this and explain exactly what each of the outfits represents in universe, I would appreciate being learned on that, and I'll pin your comment or something if you cover it all for the sake of other viewers. But cool looking stuff, to be sure. I just don't understand it. There is one of Jay's faces, and we're going to talk about that weapon here in just a moment. It is pretty cool. There's the other face. It's a little bit offset to one side, but it works. You know, the hair is big enough. Now, the weapon, this is one of the ultimate weapons. And if you look through here, scooch him over a little bit. Look at that. You can see the dragon head hilt also exists over on this side of his ultimate nunchucks here, and this is just showing power coursing through it, and it's on the move. You know, it's actually being moved forward, so you're just seeing a trail of some of its electrical power behind yellow electrical power for some reason, but you know, you get what it's going for there. It's actually some pretty nice detail. I like that. And then looking at the spare pieces, the picture becomes even nicer because each of these sets comes with a full set of the ultimate weapons, including some duplicates for each of the ninja in this series so far in this set's ninja's colors. So like these are, these are supposed to be shuriken for Zane, but we get them here in Jay's color. So you'll see this repeated throughout. I love these as bonuses, weapons as extras in Ninjago sets. Perfect. Here's the Kai versus Skull Keen set. And once again, we'll look at the figures independently. These are things, I believe, from the main dojo grounds, or you know, either within or nearby. Once again, you have kind of a flat plinth to hold one of the weapons on if you want to stick that in there, or you could put a figure there potentially, but headroom is not sufficient, so you have to lean back. But it's intended to be for a weapon. I like this, the little training dummy. It actually spins around as well, so you can hit it and have some sort of reaction. This is super basic stuff though, you know, just a little bit of background build, background detail, but this is the most useful between the two in my opinion. Useful, yeah, unlike me when it comes to identifying these ninja outfits. So here we have Kai, and we have a Skull Keen warrior, the Legacy kind of slightly reimagined versions of them. When that mold first came out, a lot of people were like, oh man, it's not the original one, it's not the same. And that's true, it's not the same, but I think it's pretty cool. I think it's a pretty good mold for the torso there. Appreciate the prints on the body, as well as the hip area. It's all one piece, but need to bring this head up. Come on, get your head off, you stupid skull thing. There we go. Just wanted to highlight that a little bit, make sure you saw that. Really cool outfit for Kai, like a training outfit. Looks like it would be pretty stiff material or thick and padded, but has the arms just completely exposed. Nice print on the back of that one as well. There's his very friendly and happy alternate face, and then his more serious face that's a little bit more recognizable. And for a weapon, he does get a sword of fire, which is nice to see. And that's just molded in trans orange. With the blue behind it, doesn't show you the color quite properly, but it is just trans orange. Again, shows some movement. So you see the blade, the katana blade there, but then it's showing some movement with the energy trailing behind it. And then looking at the spare parts, these are like the leftovers. But once again, we have all of the other weapons just here in Kai's color of a regular transparent orange. Once again, fantastic to get that many spares, even if you buy just one of the sets from this series. Here's Zane versus Nindroid, and I think this is my favorite of the series for a number of reasons. There's a really funny feature with this side build over here. So I've got the Nindroid attached by his head to this kind of plunger element here. What you can do is you can have that kind of on standby, and then you deploy him by putting him down on the ground. You pull this up, he now has two studs that he's being held to the ground with, because, you know, there are the two jumpers down there. And now he is like in the field of battle. He's ready to go. So that's, I don't know, that's just kind of a cool, fun little thing. Unfortunately, these don't really connect together that well. I thought they would have made them connect, but that piece right there is just not quite at the right height. You can make it work, but it's not quite right. But yeah, I just wish it was a little bit different. Needs a shift of one single stud. So, you know, maybe like this, all I did was swap literally the stud piece from top to bottom, and now these can connect, which I think just adds some value to this. This is just a little bit of balcony, you know, somebody can be up there, and it just turns this into more of a battle arena sort of space, I think. You can bend it around like this. I don't know. Neither of these is particularly fantastic, but I think they're fine for the number of pieces they use up. These figures, though, these do put a smile on my face. I mean, on the right is just a Nindroid, but I've always thought those were pretty good characters. I like the metal arm there. This one has no alternate face for it, so you don't have the two possibilities because, you know, there's no headgear. But I think that's fine. I think it works well enough for this set. That Zane, though, again, I don't know what it is. What does that represent? What's going on here exactly? But it's cool. Like the prints, like all the silver. Of course, the silver hair piece, once again, nice to get. His little half mask there is done in dark azure, along with his hands. And then best of all here, he gets actual ice shurikens for the first time ever. Like proper, full-on, small-sized ice shurikens. Translight blue. That piece is just perfect for him. You can only hold it from one side. You know, they're not completely symmetrical all the way around. Trilaterally symmetrical, I guess. You know, one side is done a little bit different in order to fit the hand in there, but it's done pretty well. So I'm really happy about that entire setup for Zane, even though I don't understand it. And there is the face, which is appropriately strong and angry and just in the heat of battle, you know? Again, with the extra pieces, every set comes with a full collection of those weapons. And here in Translight Blue, they look great. And that full collection of weapons does include 2 extra of the ice shurikens for Zane here. So you get a total of 4 of those in this set, which is fantastic. I think these blades for Kai look especially nice in this color also. And these are the true extras. Finally, Cole versus Ghost Warrior here. So this is supposed to be like a small market stall from the city of Styx, I'm assuming. This lantern is huge. I don't mind it. I like how it actually swings like that. There's a big old egg in a medium nougat colored gift box. That's kind of a cool presentation. And on this little table here, this little standalone table, is another of the very, very non-appetizing looking sand green sausage pieces. Now, we've gotten that in one Ninjago set before. At that time, I was like, what is that? What is that reference? It references something in particular. What is it? I looked it up. I couldn't find it. I tried to figure it out on my own. I tried to suss it out of the series. I watched excerpts from different episodes trying to find what that represented in particular. I asked the commenters, I said, what does that represent? I wasn't able to find out what it is. officially, and nobody came up with an official answer for since that time, even to this day. I haven't seen anybody comment, what is that? So if you, as a viewer right now, know exactly what that canonically represents, the kind of ghostly version or rotten version of a sausage in relation to Cole, let me know. It has something to do with him, but I just don't get it. I don't understand that Easter egg. Figures in this one, not bad. Not bad at all. Both of them make sense to me. They look pretty good. Cole's scythe there, we'll look at the spares, but his weapon blade, or the separate piece of it, is done in trans dark brown, or trans black as we've frequently called it in the past. And that's pretty cool. It's a very neutral setup, but I like the prints for Cole all the way through. The gi is done nicely. It's kind of tattered as well. And then on the right, the Ghost Warrior. So this is another one that uses what they're doing presently for these. They're going with the solid purple color that goes into the trans neon greenish yellow. Still not a big fan of that. I like where it's going. I like the idea. Just in production, they tend to look very grayish. Just in real life, the interface between those two colors that are mixed together does not look good. I get it though. Going from the solid to the fully ethereal and having a transition makes sense. This one, out of the ones that I've gotten so far, this is probably the best looking, has the least of that grayness to it, but the others that I got previously didn't look so good. So when it's perfect, it's pretty good. When it's not, it's pretty not good. Cole gets his alternate face, but the Ghost Warrior does not. Just has one single face, which is a pretty mean looking one. I mean, that's pretty legit there. But yeah, having an alternate would have been a nice bonus to, maybe if you got two of this set, then you'd be able to have them, looking a little bit different, but I'm not going to really complain about it. I mean, it just would have been a bonus. The spares for this set include another of that very suspicious sand green sausage piece, ghostly sausage for ghostly Cole, whatever it's supposed to be. These extra weapons, honestly, to me, don't look that great in this color. They're just a little bit milky. They're not that crisp. They look almost slightly frosted, but not quite. It's kind of it's like an uncanny valley of clearness, of clarity versus frostiness. It's just not quite right to me in this color. And the other colors, I think it worked out well, gave a nice little extra glow and shine to it, captured light, but here it kind of works against the darkness of the plastic color. Now, talking about value, I think is going to be pretty simple here, because each of these sets costs exactly $10 US. That's an easy one. That's an easy price to digest. Not a particularly high price, and with each you get 2 figures. Okay, so value-wise, that's off to a decent start. Then you also get the side builds. Okay, that helps a little bit, but not a whole lot. You also get the little spinner tools. Helps, again, a little bit. Definitely helps with play value, but there's not a lot of monetary value behind that, in my opinion. But then you also get all those extra weapon pieces, like all these. I feel like that adds a lot to the value here, and I just realized that I failed to push the top of this down all the way. So my apologies for that, if that bothered folks earlier in the video. But those extra weapons, I feel like they just have so much value to so many people at different levels of Ninjago fandom and of different ages. Now, each of these boxes also has a stats panel, a warrior stats panel. So I don't know if that's useful to anybody, but I think you can see these better online. I'm not going to use the extra time. I'm not going to pad out the time of this video to show you each of these unless it'll fit while I'm summing things up. So overall, I just feel like LEGO has once again done a great job with another series of $10 sets. I feel like $10 is the perfect price point right now, the perfect price point, the ultimate price point for sets in 2021 across multiple themes. Look, this is actually going to fit after all. And they've once again done a good thing with it for Ninjago here. So I'm happy with that. I have no major complaints. I think that some of the side builds are kind of weak. but they're not bad, and I think you still get the value from each no matter what. I did a build video, a single build video for all of these together in one session. So I've got a pure build version of that. I also have the sped up time-lapse style full speed build version of it if you want to see it more quickly. So you can check those out. Thank you for watching. I hope this was useful for you. Again, my apologies for not having the knowledge to figure out exactly what these outfits of the Ninja that I personally have never seen before and haven't been able to find online mean, where they come from. But again, if anybody watching this knows that stuff, then help us out. I appreciate it. Talk to you again soon.